I'm Kelly Powers Berea, Director of Business Development for Powers & Sons, and a part of the third generation of the Powers family to work in the business.
Started with my grandfather, who is my namesake, and he was a pastor, Reverend Claude E. Powers, back in the 1920s, managed plantation properties for plantation owners. He then had a call into the ministry. He evolved and developed his carpentry skills and building skills and became a builder to supplement his income. And that inspired my father, who worked with him.
After serving in the Army, Mamon took the train north.
He was one of the first black carpenter apprentices in the city of Gary, in the state of Indiana, actually. And the only reason he got that opportunity is that there was a black contractor in Gary, Indiana, who was building homes. If that man, Andrew Means, had never done that for my grandfather, I wouldn't be standing here talking to you today.
He caught Mr. Means' attention one Friday evening as he was closing up the doors of the houses that he had worked in. And Mr. Means drove by in his Cadillac, and he asked him what he was doing. And he said, "I'm locking up the houses so that the equipment stays secure." And he said, "Who told you to do that?" My father's response was, "Nobody. I knew that if the equipment was gone on Monday, that we wouldn't be able to be productive." And Mr. Means was so impressed by that, he said, I'm going to pay you to do that from this point on." And my father surprised Mr. Means by telling him that, "I don't want you to pay me." He said, "I want something else. Let me come into your office and study blueprints." And that's how it started. In a few years, superintendent. And in a short period after that, he was vice president. And this all happened within the span of really less than 10 years.
Powers & Sons was founded in 1967 by my grandfather. We started as a home builder, and then in the 1970s, we expanded to the commercial and industrial space in Indiana, and then moved over into Illinois in the 1980s.
My father accomplished what he did with the support and even pressure from my mother.
As I got older, I realized how significant that was. My mother's telling my father, "You can quit your job and start your own business." And they had no bank financing. They couldn't go to a bank and borrow $10,000 or $20,000. They had to save it all themselves.
And one of the things that my father always taught us is you pay everyone else first. You pay your union, you pay your union benefits, and you pay yourself last. And that's the way he functioned.
We were always a union company and always maintained those relationships and understand the purpose of that too.
Standard of living that it can provide, the pensions and the health care, the benefits of stabilized family, and the career options.
We have millwrights, we have cabinet makers, we have power drivers. Our trade is very, very diverse. We even have underwater welders.
As I tell young men, you can take that skill anywhere in the world, and you have that skill.
Then I will tell you that union labor delivers a quality product.
And the Powers family has leveraged that regard for quality into tremendous success.
And being a minority contractor, the way they are, they have to deal with a lot. It's a lot of big boys out here they have to deal with. To still come and shake your hand and talk to you, that's a good thing.
We do work across all market sectors, higher education, K through 12. And we do a lot of work in the affordable housing space here.
Big boxes, Walmarts, Menards. We've done a lot of work with Walgreens, had a 30-year relationship with McDonald's.
We're most excited right now that in January, our team, the Lakeside Alliance, was selected to be the construction manager for the Obama Presidential Center. Powers & Sons is a part of that team with 4 other contractors.
It's going to be fun, it's going to be a great opportunity, and the things that are proposed for the library are just so very unique and innovative, very different than what you would expect to find in a library.
The economic development has created a lot of stimulation in a community.
My grandfather always believed in reaching back and offering a hand to those who are coming in the next generation, who are coming behind you.
I was working for another subcontractor, minority subcontractor, and Claude Powers saw me working there and saw what I could do, and he pulled me into the company. And ever since then, since 2000, I've been here.
There were people along the way that did things that motivated me, and so I thought that the least I can do is certainly provide opportunities for others, provide the challenges.
We have scholarships to high school level, college level, and they're to encourage African American communities primarily to take a look at the construction industry.
When we give someone the opportunity to enter into the trades, it's not just so that they can work on this building, but so that they can finish this building and then go to the next building and the next building and the next building, and then they can reach back and help people behind them to become apprentices and to enter their trades.
I always wanted to be a carpenter ever since I was a little kid, so I'm living my dream.
I feel like a part of a family.
Amongst African Americans, the median weekly earnings for full-time wage and salary workers in a union are higher than those for non-union workers.